So we got some post PTB changes coming up, and we are going to be taking a look at all of those patch notes. Kings and Queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic morning. We have been gone for a while. I do apologize. I have been on vacation, and then Elden Ring came out. My sleeping schedule is non-existent, but here we are making a new video for you guys. DBD have just posted a brand new post talking about changes that are going to be coming post PTB. We made a video previously talking about the new killer coming into the game, and we said that she was a little bit more on the weaker side, and it would be amazing if we could see a few more changes for her to make her feel a little bit more balanced and, you know, better when playing as her and, you know, against survivors. And that is exactly what we are getting. The Onryō is going to be getting some changes, so let's go ahead, not wasting any time, jumping into what these changes are going to be. So they started their post saying that, as a reminder, these are by no means the only changes we will ever see. Between a PTB and full release, they're more focused on smoothing some things out on the rougher edges as they've done in previous patches. So here are the first set of changes that we are going to be seeing. The first set of changes is with manifesting. These changes will include speeding up the manifesting and demanifesting speeds. The demanifested speed is going to be changed to 1.5. This was 2.5 seconds. The decreased the demanifestation charge as well to 1.5 seconds. This was 2.5. They have also smoothened out the movement speed transition when manifesting. They said, put simply, these changes not only make her feel better to play, but also make manifesting and demanifesting more practical in a chase. This is pretty much awesome. This wasn't something that I was typically looking into for them changing, but I think it will work quite well. We did mention that if they gave a little bit of a speed boost, similar to what they did to the Wraith when demanifesting, it would be amazing, because the Wraith had that on their base kit. It took them years to do that, but when they did, the killer finally felt complete, and this is something similar to that. So I'm pretty excited about that with the manifesting changes coming along. Next on the list is visibility. They said while the Onryō is demanifested, she is intermittently visible within a 32-meter range, and survivors hear a lullaby rather than a terror radius. On more open maps, however, it can be easy to spot her sporadically appearing as she approaches. With that in mind, we've made the following changes. They decreased the max visible range while demanifested to 24 meters. This used to be 32. And they also decreased the terror radius to 24 meters. This was 32. They said while survivors will still know the Onryō is near, they won't be able to spot her until she is much closer. These changes will make her harder to keep track on maps with larger sight lines. So that is also something I wasn't expecting them to do, but here we are. We are going to be getting a more jump scary killer, essentially. You're going to be hearing that lullaby, but you won't necessarily see the killer until they are closer. This helps immensely when it comes into demanifesting and manifesting as well. So now when they are demanifested, you won't be able to see them on a 24-meter range, and the terror radius obviously being reduced as well. This gives light to perks like Monitor and Abuse to get those jump scares, which is pretty awesome. The next thing on the list is the Condemned. Condemned is something that I was saying that desperately needs some changes, because it didn't really feel like it was doing much. It just felt like a thing that was in the game as a nice little feature, but it never had any significant use to it. And it looks like we are going to be getting some changes for that. So let's take a look. They said that the Condemned mechanic allows her to instantly kill a survivor when their meter is full. Survivors need to manage their condemned meter, otherwise risk an early death. While condemned kills aren't meant to happen often, we felt this mechanic was a little underturned for the PTB, so we've made the following changes. They first of all decreased the amount of condemned remove when inserting a tape to 3 segments. This used to be 4 in total, which is pretty awesome. So now if you're inserting the tape, you won't fully be cured of your condemned, essentially. So it really pushes you to have more incentive to push the tape in or else that condemn meter is going to be filling up and there's not too much you can do about it. They then said they decreased the time taken to passively gain a condemned segment while holding a tape to 25 seconds. This was 30. So as you're holding the tape, running around to look where to put it in, you know, you're going to be getting more condemned as the time goes. They also fixed one of the add-ons that decreases time taken to passively gain a condensed segment while holding a tape to 12%. This was 20%, so making this base kit and nerfing the add-on, which is quite nice. They then went on to said, by making condemned accumulate faster and making it harder to remove, our goal is not to necessarily to make condemned kills happen more frequently, but rather make condemned something that survivors need to manage more closely. Lastly, we reduce the effects of the fishnet add-on accordingly to match the change of the base time. So this is pretty interesting. Hopefully now when we play, we are going to feel the effects of condemned and we're going to see it work out a little bit better. I told you guys in previous videos, gameplays, and a review that you realistically don't see this happening whatsoever. It is so rare, and when you are condemned and your bar is full, you know, it's still significantly hard to track down the survivor, knock them down, and then kill them without the time running out. So hopefully this will be a big enough change. The next things on the list is that the sensitivity has been adjusted. They reduced a lot of the intensities of the attack VFX, the screens that's going on for the survivors and the killer. They also made some improvements to the mini-mori transition. This is pretty awesome. These changes are purely visual and has nothing to do with balance whatsoever. So pretty happy about this. So this is going to be pretty cool, so we won't have to worry about that. They finally said that parental guidance is also going to be getting a change, and they decreased the duration to 5, 6, and 7 seconds, and this used to be 8, 9, and 10. This burst effect lasted a little bit too long in the PTB, so they have toned it down. This will give survivors a chance to break away after getting a stun, but will be a more appropriate duration. So that is pretty damn awesome. The PTB is going to be coming out pretty soon, I hope. Normally they come out on Tuesday, so maybe we can get it tomorrow or next week Tuesday. We'll have to wait and see. But basically they pretty much buffed up the killer, and I'm really happy to see that they've gone ahead and done this. As I mentioned, we made a video basically putting her in the C tier. Some people were saying that she was super strong, some people were saying that she's super weak, some people were saying she's smack dab in the middle. Obviously, I said she was a little bit on the lower end, and this kind of goes to prove that the developers seen it the same exact way. So we are going to be getting some changes. They are buffing her up, and that is pretty damn awesome. We'll see how it works in the full release and what further changes they are going to introduce. But my friends, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to take a look at all these changes yourself, the link will be in the description to the post. But that's going to do it for me. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.